occasion of my 50th birthday has come and gone. As my 50th birthday was on August 7th of this year, half a century of being. And as I stare down the barrel of 5 decades, thinking of my birth, I wasn't created. Not in some magical poof of smoke, divine, excuse me, divine decreed kind of way. No, I was unequivocally, undeniably, and rather messily born. My parents, bless their cotton socks, had quite a bit to do with it, and it got me thinking, rather hysterically, about this whole created versus born debate that seems to plague certain theological circles. You see, for the life of me, I can't find my divine creation certificate. My birth certificate, however, oh, I know exactly where that is. It even has my parents' names on it. Not Big Guy Upstairs or Cosmic Carpenter. This whole we were created narrative, particularly the one involving a garden, an apple, and a talking snake, because of course, that's believable, has always struck me as utterly bonkers. It posits that at some point, a deity just went poof, Adam, and poof, Eve. Now go forth and populate the entire planet with just the two of you. And somehow they're supposed to be our first parents, our only origin point. Now here's where my brain starts to itch. Because, let's be real, if Adam and Eve were the first two humans, and this supposed creation event happened, let's say 6,000 years ago, or even a few thousands of years ago, well, the problem isn't just the genetic bottleneck from having only two people starting the whole thing. Hello, inbreeding. We'd all have extra toes and be prone to spontaneous combustion. The real head scratcher is, where did everyone else come from? Because even by the most conservative estimates, human populations were already thriving, spreading, and probably arguing about who had the best cave art, long before any garden party involving forbidden fruit. We're talking thousands of people already milling about, grunting, figuring out fire, and generally being ancestral humans. So suddenly, two brand new, fully adult people just appeared? And everyone else was like, oh, hey, new neighbors, what's your story? Oh, you spontaneously materialized from dust? Cool. Cool. Anyone got a spare mammoth hide? It just doesn't track, does it? It's like trying to explain that your car didn't roll off a factory line, but was just willed into existence in your driveway one morning, and then claiming no one else on the road exists because your particular brand of car was the first. It's absurd. The challenge of understanding our existence, for me, isn't about reconciling some ancient myth with reality. It's about celebrating the breathtaking elegance of reality itself. Science, with its pesky need for evidence and repeatable observations, presents a perspective that's far more compelling. We have the scientific theories of evolution and the beautiful randomness of genetic inheritance, which, when you look at it, isn't random at all, but a cascade of biological processes. Then you've got the philosophical arguments for purposeful creation, which often just boil down to, I can't imagine how else it could happen. So, magic. And yet, It is far more probable that we are born through evolutionary processes, through biological mechanisms refined over billions of years, than that we were just zapped into being. The evidence for creation in the biblical sense is entirely absent. Zip. Nada. Not a single verifiable shred. No Adam's rib x rays. No fossilized talking snakes. Meanwhile, the case for born is so overwhelming, it's practically shouting from the rooftops of our DNA. Let me list some of this pesky scientific evidence that suggests you, me, and even that squirrel over there are in fact born and were never created in some magical workshop. Every single one of us carries a blueprint, half from one parent, half from the other. This isn't random. It's a precise, measurable inheritance. We can trace genetic lineages back through generations, showing common ancestors, not a sudden poof point. Try tracing your DNA back to Adam and Eve through genetic markers. Go on. I'll wait. You'll find yourself linking up with other primates and millions of years of evolutionary history, not two garden dwellers. Oh, and that inconvenient pile of ancient bones? It shows a clear progression of life forms, slowly changing, adapting, and diversifying over vast stretches of time. It's a story of gradual development, not instant appearance. We see transitional forms, not sudden, fully formed creatures popping out of nowhere. Unless God just liked making things look really, really old and then burying them to mess with us, which frankly sounds a bit passive-aggressive for an omnipotent being. Watch a human embryo develop. It recapitulates aspects of our evolutionary history. We start with gill slits, briefly. Tails, also brief. And other features that scream evolutionary heritage, not divine design from scratch. It's like a biological highlight reel of our journey. Why do humans have a similar bone structure in their arms as bats do in their wings? Or whales in their flippers? Because we share a common ancestor. It's biological repurposing at its finest, not a divine compulsion to give everything vaguely similar limb architecture. God just ran out of ideas, apparently. We literally see evolution happening all around us. Antibiotic resistance in bacteria, new species forming. Yes, it happens sometimes, even in labs. Viruses mutating. It's not some ancient theory, it's an ongoing, observable process. And it's the engine behind how we get new things, like new species from existing ones, not divine intervention. So the notion that we were created out of nothing, fully formed, completely ignores every single piece of data we've ever collected about life on Earth. It's a narrative designed for a pre-scientific age when the only answer to how did that happen was God did it. But we know better now. We understand the incredible, intricate, mind-bogglingly complex process of being born. It's messy. It's beautiful. It's perfectly natural. And it's a testament to the power of biological evolution, not magical decree. And for my 50th birthday, that's the truth I'm celebrating. The fact that we weren't zapped into existence, but rather built by the DNA of our ancestors over millions of years, culminating in me, here, talking to you. As the great Danny Kaye once quipped, and I'll quote, "Life is a great big canvas and you should throw all the paint on it you can." End quote. And what a canvas it is. made even more vibrant by the understanding that we aren't mere passive creations, but the active, evolving, born product of an incredible, undirected natural process. It adds a deeper appreciation for our existence, doesn't it? Knowing that we are quite literally the living, breathing result of billions of years of cosmic and biological happenstance, combined with the utterly personal, undeniable act of being brought forth by our parents. Now, we go to the frequently asked questions and my answers to those. Question number 1. If we're just born through evolution, does that mean life has no meaning or purpose? The age-old existential dread. No, my friend, it means life has all the meaning and purpose you choose to give it. We aren't pre-programmed automations. We're complex, self-aware beings who get to decide what's important. It's like being handed a blank canvas. See the quote earlier? You get to paint your own masterpiece, not just trace someone else's divine blueprint. That, to me, is incredibly liberating. Question number 2. But what about Adam and Eve? Don't they explain where humans came from? Well, yes, they explain where humans came from if you ignore genetics, archaeology, anthropology, geology, and basically every other scientific discipline that has ever looked at human origins. It's a lovely story, a compelling myth, but as a literal explanation for all of humanity, it's about as scientifically sound as believing babies are delivered by storks. And let's not forget the logistical nightmare of populating a world that already had thousands of other people wandering around. Where did they come from if Adam and Eve were the very first? It's an inconvenient truth for the created narrative. Question number 3 and the final question. So, you're saying I should just stop believing in things that make me feel good? Not at all. Believe whatever brings you comfort or joy. But when those beliefs directly contradict the observable, verifiable reality of how you actually came to be, through the miraculous and messy process of being born, then maybe it's time to ponder which narrative holds more weight. One is a story, the other is the incredible, awe-inspiring truth. And the truth, my friend, is often far more beautiful than any made-up tale. So, as I approached the half-century mark, basked in the glorious reality of having been born, not created, I encourage you to embrace the same. It liberates you from ancient myths and opens your mind to the actual wonders of the universe. And now for you, my wonderfully inquisitive audience, I'd love to know what you think. What is it about the concept of being born, biologically, evolutionarily, that you find more compelling or liberating than the idea of being created, divinely and supernaturally? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this sarcastic, fact-fueled romp through human origins, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who might benefit from a good laugh and a healthy dose of reality. You were born to do it. This is Kim McPhail, the Kim McPhail Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to the next time we talk. Thanks for watching, and bye.